everyone, and this is Mark, and I run the Ultimate Console Database at ultimateconsoledatabase.com. Today we're going to be looking at the Turboexpress. That's what that is. Okay, pretty much most of you probably know what this thing is, but for the ones who don't, this is the handheld version of the TurboGrafx 16, otherwise known as the PC Engine. That's what it was called in Japan. Okay, so this is one of the very early color handhelds that were out there. This was a competitor with the original Nintendo Game Boy, which had a black and white screen. And this thing, the claim to fame for this was that it played the exact same games that the console version played. So, okay, so first thing you're going to notice is that this thing is a monster. It's pretty big. If you can look how thick it is, it's like massive thing. And we'll compare it here with my Nintendo DS Lite. Here's my DS Lite, so you can kind of see as far as thickness goes. I mean, look at that. I mean, this thing is like massive. Weighs like 2.5 pounds or some shit with batteries in it. Screen was pretty high quality for, you know, 1991 or whenever this thing came out. It's got the same shit that the console has. Crossbad, 1 and 2 buttons, right? Little turbo switches, select and run. Okay, there's the volume and the brightness, and right here is where the DC voltage goes in. This is a hookup for a TV tuner, which is gonna be useless here in a few months, but I don't know. So yeah, you can actually watch TV through it. Okay. Takes 6 AA's and eats them in like 1.5 hours, 2 hours maximum. So this is a pretty heavy consumer. It's remember, I mean, this was 1991 or 89 or whenever this thing came out. So, you know, we're looking at 20 years here. Okay. So today we'll check it out with Bonk's Adventure. Stick that in there. Game's going like that. Okay, little on switch right here, and you can see, position this, you can see the screen. Let's see, hang on a second here, folks. There we go. The screen doesn't look half bad, especially for the time that it came out. So let me turn this down just a little bit. Okay, you can see doesn't look half bad, does it? So, okay, let's start that. Sound is pretty good too, I gotta say. I mean, it's the exact same thing as the console version, so. Okay, start. How's that look? That looks alright. Okay, so you can see, now one thing with this screen is that a lot of them have reports of dead pixels. Especially now, seeing how... Sorry, I'm trying to do this through the camera. Getting owned by fucking lizards and shit. Another thing is that the capacitors on the inside have a tendency to die after a little while. So, which is actually what happened to mine. I had to give it, and thanks to Marcelo over at Assemblers, he managed to fix mine for me. From what I understand, it's a pretty simple fix if you're into that kind of thing. I myself, I don't know how to solder or any of that shit, so had to pay him. So yeah, it's a pretty neat little game here. It's I can tell you, when I was 10 years old and this thing came out, or whatever, yeah, my friend Doug had it, and it was like the coolest shit ever. I mean, nowadays not so impressive, but maybe for the nostalgia factor, you know. Am I gonna turn into the meat dude? Yeah, here we go. I'm the super bonk meat guy right here. So, I don't know. How much time Damn, only 5 minutes? Shit. I guess I could keep playing. Want to see another game? Alright. Let's do Splatterhouse. This is a pretty good game. So this was actually, it's funny. There was, like, controversy over this game because it was, you know, gory. Like, man, how times have changed, huh? Well, something like this could, like, you know, cause fucking people to uproar. It's like, I don't know. But, yeah, this was pretty good. This was, really expensive when it came out. This console was like $250, $300, you know, something like that. But nowadays, that doesn't seem so bad. You know, you go, oh, my fucking PlayStation 3 was $600. Well, you know, roughly the same price. I mean, if you look at inflation, and, you know, $1990 is around $600. I mean, it's pretty fucking expensive shit when it came out. Even nowadays, if you go on eBay and you try to find one of these, you can't get one for less than $200, $300. You know, probably around $250 is what they still use. So, okay, enough of that. Alright, is it worth finding one of these things? Hell yes, it is. I mean, even though you can get all the games in emulator, and you can put them on your PSP, and they play exactly the same. I mean, look at this thing, man. You can't beat this for just, you know, total fucking gaudy, cheesy coolness. Retro fucking coolness. I mean, it's, you know, huge. Mine's actually been pretty good to me. I've dropped it many times. It hasn't busted on me. I did have to get the capacitors fixed, but, you know, it's like 20 years old. So, what the fuck? You know, if I gotta do that every 20 years, that's no big deal. And it's just fucking awesome. I mean, look at it. Look at that. It's like this massive fucking Flash Gordon brick looking thing that plays fucking TurboGrafx games. Like, how could you not like that? I don't know. Adios, folks.